One hazy Saturday dusk, Tentelow, thinking maybe that people were giving him funny looks, spotted a flower vendor and bought some blue flowers, but he didn't know what they were called. Primroses, maybe. The flowers added a leafy allergy to Tentelow's already confused way of thinking, in spite of the fact he gave them away to his sometimes girlfriend, and so merited a walk down to the beach. But then, next day, with the allergy going strong, Tentelow was walking around in his flat, amazed at all the little projects. There was a torn-up piece of paper in the loo, and a candy bar wrapper settled on the drain in the sink. Both worried Tentelow as sources of fire, since he touched fire earlier when lighting a lighter. He'd brought out 2 bowls from the cupboard because he thought how he touched the garbage and then touched the bowls and how that would give the bowls germs. There was a towel on the floor because Tentelow worried the washing machine would overflow while he was doing laundry. Tentelow wished for the serenity of the mind that he'd seen, evidenced by moorhens. Moorhens did all right. They even were often hanging about all on their own. Tentelow had noticed, to have their serenity of mind. Seeking serenity of mind, he left the house and wandered in a park, but all Tentelow could think of was how perhaps there were hypodermic needles left behind by diseased heroin addicts underneath all the beds of leaves. Tentelow thought it might be safer to walk in the streets due on street sweepers, but then he became very sad upon espying a trash can that had been hit by a car. Tentelow was immediately fixated and concerned. Had someone been hurt in the fender bender? Was someone now worried about the damage they had done? They were perhaps caught on the CCTV. There had been loads of such cameras in London, so what if they meant to report themselves to the city and then forgot until the city came after them? What if they now owed hundreds of pounds in damages and fines? What if some poor bastard who cleaned up the streets was now responsible for fixing the trash can, except the fellow was afraid of power tools? Tentelow had been afraid of power tools in his teenage years when he'd undergone the stress of woodworking class and all the bullies therein who had fashioned baseball bats and then hit Tentelow's elbows with them. Tentelow had been afraid of a polisher and metal shop and had kept snagging his ring-like creation on the polisher and watching it get whipped away. Tentelow thought himself so unforgivably dreamy, but instead of staying busy trying to get his thoughts in order on the real world, then he'd switch over to thinking how nice it would be to live in some other way, in some small, strange, clean town, in some tiny fiction, and sit thinking in the small, strange, clean town, so unlike the filthy city. Yes, Tentelow could sit thinking on the bench in the common of the small, strange, clean town, until Tentelow had untangled all his thoughts and gotten his mind moving ever so slowly and quietly again, so that his precious time could move slowly and quietly as well.